Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event of the evening.
Let's get ready to rumble! Get ready to rumble!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fan Forum Live on the Toon Review with myself and Jade. And obviously, Jade's gone out there and spent some money on a camera and a microphone, so she sounds all crystal clear tonight. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Still buzzing a bit off the Friday night's performance. However,
Yes.
Steve Bruce put a bit of a downer to that in his TalkSport interview, which we will come on to, no doubt, throughout the show, because the man is an absolute arse.
Yes, he is.
And then, coming out in the Times, it then says that, fans may force him out of the club. What do you think of that?
Well, we've been trying hard enough, haven't we? It's about time he finally listened. But
Yeah.
if it's true or not, I don't believe anything papers put in, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I hope so, because I don't want him here any longer than he has to be. I think end of this season would be my max I'd give him, but we'll see. I just don't believe it until I see it.
Yeah. And obviously, like normally happens with Newcastle United, we get news of Callum Wilson, who will no longer be taking part in Newcastle United's remaining fixtures, as he's tweaked his hamstring again.
It's a good job we're safe, isn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
I think if we weren't, we'd be absolutely buggered without him. So just thank goodness we wrapped it up before that. But that hamstring, I don't know what he's 2 games he's had back.
So annoying, absolutely so annoying. Anyway, we'll have a look at a couple of comments first as the guests lining up to come on. We got Tom saying, "What's your thoughts on Simon Jordan today about Newcastle fans?" Well, my feelings on Simon Jordan have never changed. The man's an arse. He's a complete arse. He thinks he knows better than anybody else. Some points when he first came onto TalkSport were quite valid, and I quite agreed with him. But lately, he's just gone completely the opposite way, and the man's an arse. He doesn't have anything to say about Newcastle fans, basically because Steve Bruce puts on this this strange act, like he's the one getting all the flack. He's the one that's done nothing wrong. It's the Newcastle fans. Our expectations are too high, which is a load of crap, really. It really is. But hey ho. Paul goes on to say Simon bloody Jordan is a weasel. He is. He just is. 80s Gamer says, "How are the lads were staying up?" Beat says, "Steve Bruce claiming the credit for hiring Graham Jones is embarrassing." Pure clickbait. Yeah, I mean, what did you make of that?
Well, he was always going to come out and say it, wasn't he? Because no one wants to admit that we got Graham Jones in to help him do his job. But that basically all it was, is that Mike Ashley didn't want to pay out the 4 million or 6 million, however much it is, to get rid of him. So he thought, we need help, so we'll go and get another coach. And he must feel embarrassed. His pride must be hurting. That's probably why he tried and kind of said it was his idea, but let's all be honest, it wasn't. We all know.
Yeah, we do. Ryan says he's making a comeback in like 30 minutes. So we haven't heard from Ryan from over Canada way. I know he was on Peter's stream on Saturday night, so it'll be good to get his views again. Kevin says, "Tried to get on. I think they knew how effing mad I was, calling us cowards. Wow, annoying twat." Yeah, definitely. Good evening, Andrew, to you. Hope you're well, mate. We'll get our first guest in, which is Brian from the car. Good evening, Brian.
Yeah, only just finished work, so
Yeah, you're looking for, that's a very nice orange top you got on there. I think you're trying to, take after John there, aren't you?
Yeah, coming from prison.
Yeah.
Your head in your orange jumpsuit.
Yeah.
So what did you think about it then, Brian? Friday night's game, first of all.
The match. I would have come on here and praised Steve Bruce and I'm going to praise the players because they were magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
They were, to a man, like there wasn't a bad performance among them, and we actually seemed to have a plan. We seemed to know what we were doing. We forced Leicester into mistakes.
Yeah. Took
goals really well. Like that fourth goal was just like that's just a beautiful goal.
Mm.
Every player touches the ball, pass him. Even Shelby, pass and move. It's like, what am I like? Thought I was in a mirror universe watching it.
I know. Yeah.
And
I mean, it was nicely put together. I mean, I kicked off with Almiron when he turned and went backwards, and it went all the way back to Dubravka. But then, you know, I was made to eat my words, which I'm pleased because, you know, so many times you've gone backwards this season and lost the ball.
Box, you know, Miggy makes things happen. It's whatever the hell he's supposed. I don't even know where he's supposed to be playing in this format.
I don't think he does, Brian, to be honest.
No one does.
I mean, what's your feelings on Almiron anyway, Brian? I mean, I said last night on the Horseman show that I'm not sure about him. But then he put a brilliant pass through to Wilson, obviously for a goal, for the fourth goal. It was beautifully played through. But I'm just still not convinced.
He needs to be in the right formation with the right manager and in the right position. I mean, in this midfield three, I think he's in the midfield. I think he's supposed to be in the midfield three. I don't really know. You know, he's showing up, and I don't know if you remember Southampton away earlier this season. Like, he was basically popping up like in the left back position, given the ball, and he gave the ball away, and it led to a goal. So that's not his. He's like, and people are like, the commentator was like, "Oh, this is why he doesn't pick Almiron." It's like, well, yeah, you don't put him in left back.
Yeah.
So when we were playing left back roulette, weren't we? Like, anyone was going to go there if they were fit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In a 4-4-1-1 or a 4-2-3-1, I think he works. But as part of a midfield three, not so sure. But once he gets into those advanced positions, you know, he's dangerous.
Well, Kevin's just saying there, let's hope it's not the last we see of Callum Wilson. It'd be very interesting this summer to see what happens with him. Michael says, let him rest until pre-season, so he's 100% fit for the new season. Hopefully new owners. Fingers crossed. What's your thoughts on Steve Bruce, Brian? I mean, I don't know how much you've heard of his interview yesterday on TalkSport, but
he just needs to fuck off. Just get out. Just get out.
Yeah.
Race. Like, what's he doing? Like everyone was happy on Friday night. Like, I was buzzing on Friday. It's like, there's nothing better than seeing your team play class and score some goals. Best thing in football.
Yeah.
And then just 2 days later, he comes out on TalkSport as well. Like, of all the places, like, why doesn't he go on Newcastle radio? You know?
Yeah, he never does.
Why doesn't he talk to fans? Like, because he knows TalkSport will just, you know, suck his dick the entire time.
Yeah. They want to back him up all the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Simon Jordan having the nerve to claim that, oh, you know, they're balanced. No, you're not.
He's crazy. I mean,
talk to any Newcastle fans. You don't understand. None of them get it. None of them understand.
Go on one of the podcasts. You know, talk to the fans, interact with them, but he hasn't got the guts to do that. I mean, to be honest, if he came on mine, I'd give him a fair shot. You know, I'd ask him normal questions. I wouldn't be abusive to him. No. You know, but I'd put the questions to him that the journalists just won't do. And that's what I want to see. I want to hear him answer the big questions, not these, you know, piddly little questions that he answers every single week. The actual tough questions about, you know, why are players getting injured so much? Why are you so critical of the fans? You know, things like that. Put him on the spot. And if he wants to flick the camera off, then that's fair enough. But
we're still. I mean, emotions run high. Like, this is we love our football club. We're capable of having a civilized conversation, and you know, maybe he'll explain something. It's like, all right, didn't think of that. Fair enough. We don't work in the game. You know, maybe there are things that are going on that we don't know and don't understand.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the kind of man he is, though, and I think that's coming out in boatloads. You know, when he first came to the club, and everyone saying, "Oh, he's a lovely fella, great personality." He's just a wanker.
Complete bollocks.
Yeah, I mean, Jayde, what's your opinion of Steve Bruce?
I think any other time, we were all buzzing after that Leicester game and we were all feeling high, and then he has to come in and constantly drag us down, and that's all he's done all season. But again, of course, he's going to go and talk shite because he literally has all of his mates there bumming him while he's talking. So he's like, they're not going to ask us hard questions. I can go on there. I'm going to get an easy ride. And it's just cowardice. That's what he is. He's an absolute coward.
Say how you feel, Jayde. That's fine. I mean, now we're without Wilson for Friday night, Brian. I mean, obviously, Man City are looking to win the league. You know, we could have done with Chelsea beating them. Well, they could if Man United lose, which I believe they're actually getting beat 2-1.
Yeah.
So it might all be over, but you know, Man City are going to come, and you know what Guardiola's like. He doesn't want to lose matches, so he'll be in that frame of mind. Who plays up front, Brian?
I don't. it's probably going to be Joe Linton, isn't it?
Oh God, I mean, yeah. I mean, the likelihood is he'll go with Joe Linton. I mean, he's certainly done it in the past. There's pretty much no reason why not.
Aren't Callum Wilson are such a downgrade? Like, doesn't
Well, I don't think you get a bigger
It's like going from
downgrade in
Callum
football.
Wilson to Joe Linton.
Yeah, exactly. Turn off Talk Sport. It is irrelevant in 2021. Just Simon Jordan is a plank. Paul says, so Callum is out now and Joe Linton will be back in. Where you're going to get stuffed by Man City. Daniel says, need to talk about Simon Jordan and Bruce. What a load of shite he speaks. Fuming after that. And Andrew says, why do people watch it when it's meant to be on the radio anyway? Talk Sport, more like talk shit. They're not making a really good impression with Newcastle United fans.
Make it so personal. Like, why? Like, the stuff about what Simon Jordan called us today. Like, why does it have to be so personal? Why do they always have to attack Newcastle fans? Why is it always
Easy target, aren't we?
Yeah, like the Man U fans. Like, I actually agree with what they did in Old Trafford, and nobody kicked off at them. Can you imagine if that was Newcastle fans?
Oh, exactly. That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I said if that was Newcastle fans, we'd get absolutely rogered for it.
Yeah.
But hey ho.
One rule for everyone else and one rule for us. It's so frustrating.
It always has been, and I don't think that's going to change any in the near future either. Peter's joining us. Good evening, Peter.
How he is?
Evening.
So what's your views on Mr. Jordan today?
Oh, the bloke is an absolute pillock. I just hate the. I can't stand the bloke. He's an absolute arsehole. Yeah,
he is. I mean, like Brian said, though, Peter, why is it always Newcastle fans? Why does he not speak about other fans in the UK like this? I mean, is it just clickbait? Is he just riling us up for deliberate reasons?
Talk Sport is designed to get people to just fall in and go mental. They want our clicks. They want our vitriol. They would love the fact that we're talking about them right now.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. I just think that it all needs to stop because I don't know what this vilification is of Newcastle United fans, why we seem to get in the neck because, true people that know Newcastle United fans know that we're a good bunch. We're just fed up with the 14 years of crap that we've put up with. And, you can talk about Man United's or Spurs or Chelsea's all you want or Arsenal's. The fact is, we would all swap positions with them clubs to have the success they've had. You know what I mean? And yet nothing touches them. And the pundits come out and, have a go at them owners. I mean, rightly so for the ESL, but they're having a go at the owners, etc., and saying that the fans are right. Yet us, who've had 14 years of mediocrity, 2 relegations in that time, hardly any money spent on players, yet we get vilified for it. It's not on, Peter.
Absolutely not at all. I mean, this has gone on for far too long. It really, really has. It's been nothing but battling relegation, 2 relegations under this manager. It's took so many years to get to past the 4th round of the FA Cup as well.
Yeah, I know. That's something that needs to change, Brian, in my opinion. We need to go at the cups a bit more.
Definitely. And we can still do better under Mike Ashley. I know all the problems with the club come from the owner, but we can still be better than this. We're like, and we're still playing like our expectations are still like a newly relegated team. It's like, you ain't well done. It's like we've been in the Premier League 4 years.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? It really is. I mean, Steve Bruce is basically on that interview yesterday, basically telling Newcastle United fans what we can expect next season. It's same old, same old. He's already deflected the Willock situation, saying that his price will have gone up because of the wage. So we're starting to look at midfielders and midfielders in the Championship, Jayde. It's Championship midfielders. It's pound stretcher again, Jayde.
Well, that's all we're going to be doing under Mike Ashley. Like, kind of, it's just ridiculous. You've got a ready young midfielder there waiting, wanting to play for, hopefully. And you'd rather go and shop somewhere in the Championship, but we're not a Championship team. We may play like it, but as it stands, we are still in the Premier League for one more season. And that's what frustrates me. We don't act like a Premier League club. We do act like someone who's just literally came up from the Championship season after season. And it has got to stop. But under Ashley, it ever is going to kind of change. But I do agree with saying we can do better under Ashley, and we have. I think a decent manager, just with a bit of backing, kind of like a Rafa with a bit of backing, we could be top 10 easy.
Yeah.
The thing is, with a better manager, better coaching, and better scouting, you can get them. championship. You can identify players.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to spend that much money either. Like, he doesn't have to break the bank just to invest.
John Bell end, but Del Alli was 5 million quid.
Yeah.
There are plenty of players who've come out of the championship and gone on to have good, solid careers. You know, John McGinn, like Grealish played in the championship for years.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's all about the scouting, though, isn't it? I mean, we've never had real success with the scouting over time, but never mind. Brian, before you head off home, mate, in the car, give us a prediction.
3-0 City.
3-0 City. Goal scorers.
Well, Aguero. I mean, he always bloody scores against us, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does have a habit of that. Yeah.
He's probably. I mean, De Bruyne might get one. Maybe a centre half from a corner or something. I don't know.
Do you think he'll play full strength team?
Will City play full strength?
Yeah.
No, but it's not going to matter.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Laporte is their third choice centre back. Like, come on, like their squad is ridiculous.
It is.
And their bench is probably good enough to like win the league out by itself. You know.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't particularly rate Jesus now, but all over the pitch. Otherwise, they're very, very strong.
Well, now you've said that, he'll get a hat-trick on Friday. You guarantee. But we'll see. Brian, thanks very much for coming on, mate. Let you get sorted. Get yourself back on next week again, mate.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care, mate. Bye. So that was Brian. We've got somebody called John Joe Shelby waiting in the waiting area.
David.
Yeah, I don't think it's really John Joe, but I'd just like to say,
I think we all know who it is.
I felt like absolute shite today because I had my second vaccination yesterday, and I've been on the settee all day. I thought at one stage I was going to have to cancel this show. But I thought, well, I'm only sitting talking to a camera, so I can survive that. Or it was either that or I pass everything on to Jayde to host the show on our own. And I didn't particularly want to dump that on her so soon in our YouTube career. But never mind. If I'd known you'd got a new camera and microphone, I probably would have. But never mind.
Might have been a bit of a disaster, but...
It wouldn't have. Have faith in yourself. Musical Magpies says this one, which is an interesting one. Will Jamal Lewis be a better winger than a fullback, Peter?
It's a good question. Because the bloke's defending's been really, really off, hasn't it? So, wing back, he wasn't too bad. I think he just needs coached properly in general by a proper manager. Because... Steve Bruce has certainly not got the best out of him. Absolutely no chance. There is something in the lad. I really can't see there's something in the lad, but he definitely needs coached properly by a better manager.
Well, his best game for me by a long way was away at Everton. The match at Goodison Park, he was absolutely superb. Anyway, if you do want to come on the show tonight, guys, the link is in the description. It's pinned at the top of the live comments. So actually, I'll just pop it on again. There you go. No, that's not the link for the show. Oh my God, what the hell am I doing? I don't know where. Oh, hang on a minute. There it is. I'm all over the shop, man. All over the shop today. Right, come on, V. There you go, and enter that. So that'll be in the live comments again. So if you do want to come on the show, do hit the button. You'll come into the waiting room and then come on the show. If you enjoy what you're watching, guys, smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel and enjoy what you're watching, have a look around the channel, see what you think, and consider subscribing. Thank you very much. Well, let's bring these two on. It's John Joe Shelby and it's Annie. Good evening, people.
Good evening.
Hi, all.
All right, David, we'll start with you. Shelby's performance for you on Friday night?
I thought you played all right. Okay.
Well, do you know what?
For the first time.
I'm going to agree with you. Exactly, Jayde. I don't think it was anything special, but I think he did a job. He did a job, and well, the whole team did a job, to be honest. And for once, you know, I thought that Shelby didn't really let himself down, which, you know, I say through grated teeth, but at least, hey, we did a job. But I was thinking about it, David, and what other midfielders in the Premier League would you compare Shelby to as, you know, as good as?
As good as?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a hard question.
David, have a think about it. I'll speak to Annie while you're having a think about that. Annie, good evening, mate. How are you?
Good evening. Good evening. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. No, Bristol City season. I'm not going to rip the pee out of you tonight. Don't worry. I'm actually going to have a sensible conversation with you for once because I'm feeling like poo tonight. So, obviously, they lost again to Brentford. A very difficult game. Brentford are going into the playoffs, aren't they? So, what's coming out of Bristol City this season? You know, the roundup of the season and where they're going next year.
Actually, today we've been linked with the Leicester head of recruitment, who bought the likes of Riyad Mahrez and Jamie Vardy, and also got Son to Spurs. He also helped that. So we're being linked with him, but it's a bit of contrast there because the Bristol Live, which is like the main thing here, and down here, is reporting that he doesn't want to come, but all the other sources, like the smaller sources, are reporting that he does. So it's like, which one do we believe? So there's that. Players released and who will stay is announced tomorrow. So we've got to just wait for then. We can speculate all we want, but we'll find out tomorrow. But all the
that
players,
must be quite positive for you, though, knowing that sort of obviously Nigel Pearson's using his connections with Leicester to try and get somebody in. He's obviously looking for some decent players to. I mean, is he realistically saying that Bristol City could try and go up next season?
I think we definitely got the potential for it, but I've heard that word one too many times, unfortunately. But I think what we've lacked is a manager like a Pearson or like a Chris Hughton, like one of those managers who know their way out of this league. But appointing the previous manager's assistant, going for the cheap option, was never going to work. And the fact that we've now gone for Pearson, who's not that expensive actually, and wants to stay at City and wants to improve and wants to build something, I think that's really positive. But going on this season, nothing much is gone for us, so it's going to be really hard to pick us up.
That feels.
Yeah, well, we've kind of been in the same boat with that, haven't we? Good evening, Dave.
Evening, Paul, everybody. How we doing?
Nice and clear tonight, I see.
Yes, I've got the proper headphones back.
Yes, you certainly have. Dave, I'll ask you the same. What did you think of Steve Bruce on TalkSport yesterday? I don't know whether you've heard much of it. I didn't listen to it live. I went back and watched it, listened on YouTube, and just again, pure contempt for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I listened to it actually when I realised he was on. I downloaded the TalkSport app. I've since deleted it.
Shame on you.
Sorry, don't print that. And I don't know how long he was on for, but I got about 50 minutes. I thought I can't do with this anymore. With Jordan and him, I just thought, you know what it is. You know, when we played Brighton, we're atrocious. We said on this show, that's it, we've gone. We're not going to win another game, and everything else was doom and gloom. And then since then, you know, to be fair, as we said last week, credit where credit's due. We've played quite well, and then nobody thought we'd win. Well, David thought we'd win last week. Nobody else did.
I know.
And then you're thinking, yeah, we're positive. You know, we've our aspirations have to be we're safe. We're 3 games to go. What we do. And then he goes and does that yesterday, thinking, for God's sake, man, what are you doing? You know, he slagged us off. He said, we're not going to sign anybody, and we can't keep. He didn't, but in the background, we can't keep. We are what we are. Expect the same next season. No positivity, just doom and gloom. And thinking, you know what? Just please go away.
Well, I know a few people who've been awarded the tickets for the Sheffield United game.
I've got mine.
Have you?
Yeah.
You lucky bugger.
Sorry.
Well, most of them are actually saying that they're going to give Steve Bruce barrel loads, whether there's 10,000 there or not. The TV cameras will get to know exactly if they don't block it out. That is because we know that Sky and BT are very good at doing that, blocking out the managers, any anger coming their way. But anyway. We'll have to see what happens, really. So, 80s Gamer says, do you think it's possible that Graham Jones could take over Bruce's position at the end of the season? And maybe this was always the plan? Jayde, what do you think of that?
I just don't think that's the answer for me. I think he's done a good job when he's came in, and I'll appreciate how he's worked with Bruce to kind of at least improve us a little bit. But I don't think Graham Jones is the answer, because I feel like he really took over. I know he's had like a few kind of partial managerial roles, but I don't think he's up for a full kind of head coach role. And if we want
lines at Luton, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. If you want to kind of take the club forward, you need to look at a kind of proven like Premier League manager who can kind of get we're going again. And I mean, I like the kid. Like, I hope he does stay on. I hope he does kind of keep at the coaching role, but not as a head coach for me.
Just add, sorry.
Go on, Annie.
With the Luton job, he was forced to sell some of their best players that did get them promoted.
Yeah, he was, to be fair, yeah.
Like the likes of Kiefer Moore, Michael Ehekwe, back to League One, actually. These are very good championship players he was forced to sell. He had to work with a squad that was probably around mid-table League One quality and kept them in the race. And then the new manager took over and kept them up. So I wouldn't blame it completely on Graham Jones, but yeah, I think he could have certainly done a bit better because he did still have a bit of quality there, but you could have done a bit more with. Yeah.
Beat says how fitting it was when Bruce wasn't asked any difficult questions by his mates, which is what I've just said before. You know, I'd gladly have Steve Bruce on here, but I would thump him with the hardest questions he's ever had answered, to be honest, because it's about time. And as manager of Newcastle United Football Club, he should expect that he has to answer the difficult questions. I just think he's got away with so much during COVID, Peter, that he just says what he wants because he gets away with it. Now he'll be worried because fans are getting back allowed into the stadiums and the panic will set in with him.
He'll be absolutely crapping himself when those days come to when we play Sheffield United at home.
He's going to catch COVID suddenly, isn't he? He's like, I've got symptoms, I can't come in.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I've been thinking about that, thinking, I wonder if he's ill come the match day.
Literally.
You know, it just
he's got COVID symptoms, he can't be around anyone.
Yeah, he's got to self-isolate or something like that. Musical Magpie said, should Andy Carroll get game time in the last 3 games? They may be his last games for the club. Look, I'm all for being sentimental, but I don't know whether Andy Carroll would.
No, I think the bloke's time's done now with this club.
Yeah, I don't think his heart's in it anymore.
No,
with what's and that's not. I'm not saying that it's a negative thing against Andy Carroll. I'm saying it because I truly believe that Steve Bruce has just plucked every bit of motivation out of him. You know, giving him 20 seconds and a minute here and there. I think he's just fed up, completely fed up. Right, David, come on, we'll get back to that question. Who will you compare with John Joe Shelvey and other Premier League midfielders? Who is he as good as?
Has it got to be from Newcastle, or can it be from?
No, I'm talking about the Premier League.
Right. Danny Ceballos.
Oh dear God.
Ceballos.
Right. Who else?
Dear me.
Indy Mason-Niles.
Oh my God.
Right. I mean, there must be some players, David, that you can think of, because obviously, if you're a massive John Joe Shelvey fan, you must look at some players in the Premier League and think, well, Shelvey can do that job. So there must be others, you know, around the country that you must have thought of that can do the job.
Reed.
Huh?
Declan Reed. He's better than Declan Reed.
From Fulham.
Bobby Reed? No. No.
You've upset Annie.
No.
I don't think Annie agrees with that one. Anyone? Come on, David. I'll give you a couple more, David.
Henry Lansbury.
Oh God.
We said Premier League.
He was not Premier League, Annie, unfortunately.
Premier League quality.
Yeah.
I've got one. John Hendrick.
Are you having a kid bath? You think he's better than John McGinn?
Yeah.
You made Annie turn his chair.
I am not. You cannot respect a man. And that's a Shelby's better than John McGinn.
Annie will love you. There you go.
John McGinn. Yeah. Right, I'll give you one more, David. fight your corner for Shelby. I'll give you one more.
He's going to say Aguero, isn't he?
Yeah, or if De Bruyne comes out of his mouth.
Nah, he's
I'm
not
looking
De
off.
Bruyne. No way he's better than De Bruyne.
Come on,
yeah,
one
we
more name,
don't.
David. One more name.
Xhaka. Granit Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka. That's an interesting one. But I mean, I can't agree with you about McGinn. I just cannot. I cannot agree. I would swap McGinn and Shelby in a heartbeat. I mean, Jayde, what do you think? McGinn or Shelby?
I don't think it really needs answering, does it?
Shelby,
I think I'd take anyone over Shelby at this stage, but yeah. It's your opinion, though. You can, if you love him, you can keep going.
Yeah. Peter, before you head off, matey, give us a prediction. I mean, I know we got your prediction last night, but for the listeners tonight, give us a prediction.
Thing is, I did say 2-2, but with Wilson picking that injury, whoa.
Yeah, it's changed a bit, I would imagine.
I think I might have to change it. So I'm going to go 2-0 to City.
Right.
Because when we take Wilson to the side, we really struggle for goals.
We do. But we still have Shelby, Peter. We still have Shelby.
Watch him score now.
I wouldn't trust him to run me bath. Never mind.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Trust Shelby to ping one out from 40 yards right into the top corner. Yeah, trust.
Of the
trust
Gallagher.
me, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, then I'll wake up and plant my face in me Weetabix. Not gonna happen. Peter, what you got coming up on your channel this week, mate? Anything interesting?
Usual preview, quick thoughts, player ratings, and another stream on Saturday. If you want to tune in again,
right? So, how long do you want that? How long's that stream going to be? Just so people can
have no idea.
Get the sleeping bags and the roast dinner ready and everything like that.
Oh, hopefully not as long as that. We'll try not to. I just had so many guests coming in on Saturday, which is why we went over. That's
over, Christ. A long way
Understatement.
over. Yeah, just a bit. Right, thanks for coming on, Peter, and I'll catch up with you in the week, mate. Take care.
You as well.
So that was Peter there. David, what did you think about the David, not Dave, because I've got you both on at the same time again, which is a tongue twister for me. But I just want to ask you, actually, Dave, we'll go to you first. What do you think of my living room?
Very, very nice. I mean, I'm amazed that you actually share with Barry. I thought you were in two separate houses.
Well, yeah, what happened was Barry decided Barry came up, before COVID and everything, and he was sort of taking pictures in my living room, and I thought, what's he doing? And then obviously I see that he's done his house just like mine, in the exact same way, with the exact same piano. Although I am selling
cheek of it all.
I know I'm selling that piano for reasons that I explained yesterday.
What the reasons? What reasons?
I don't want to know.
No, it's not
a Monday night, Annie, unfortunately. Yes,
I want to know.
Your young ears will not hear.
Believe me, you don't want to know.
Yeah,
it'll scar you.
Tom says, remember in Newcastle, your legend Jackie Milburn, on what had been his 97th birthday today. Yep, an absolute star. I mean, I would have loved to have seen him play football. I really would, but never mind.
I saw him once, Paul, in a testimonial. Yeah, many years ago. I met him a few times, and he was playing one, at the sort of pre-main game. Yeah, and he was running down the wing, and one of the I can't remember what it was now. I mean, it was one of the goalkeepers' testimonial, I think. And he hit the ball and it went towards as it was going out, but he had that much spin on it. It spun back in behind the other player and he just ran around them. Now, the guy's about 45, 50 and he can still do things like that.
He went on for a long time, didn't he?
He was amazing.
Just goes to show, especially back in them days where, you could literally break someone's leg and not even get booked. For him to go on as long as he did, which was pretty impressive. Over to David. David, who's going to play up front on Friday night?
Joe Linton.
You think it's going to be Joe Linton? So you're going to have your number 9 Joe Linton shirt on?
Yep.
Sweet Jesus. Jayde, what formation are we going to go with? Because obviously, with Wilson out, I I mean, is he going to play the same formation again, or will he change it due to Wilson being out?
No, I think he'll keep the same. I don't think he'll change it, to be honest. I mean, he'll have to, because if he wants to kind of put Gale or kind of Joe Linton up there, we both know he's going to need a bit more support. But knowing Bruce, kind of the way he works, he hasn't changed formation for weeks now because it's worked a couple of games for him.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't believe it's changed. I think he will just swap Wilson for Gale, because I think Gale probably fits more in the kind of role that Wilson plays more than Joe Linton, because we all know that Joe Linton's not an out-and-out striker. But who knows, he has been playing there as well. So I honestly don't know, but I think it'll just be a straight swap.
Good point. David, give us a prediction, mate, for Man City.
My head's... Oh.
Yeah, sorry, David, not Dave.
Sorry, there's two Davids. Yes, sorry, but yes, go on, mate.
You're Dave. He's David.
My head says 2-1 Newcastle, but with Wilson being injured, I'm going to go 1-0 City.
1-0 City. Fair enough. Right. Hopefully you're right, David, because you brought us a bit of luck against Leicester with your crazy predictions. So you might be right this week as well. But get yourself back on next week, matey.
Yeah, will do.
See you later. Take care, David.
Bye.
So that was David. Next in line, we've got a couple there. Is my favourite Canuck. Is Ryan, and I can see what he's got in his head. I'm not quite sure where he's just killed a moose. There's definitely something
like
dead
Archers.
on his head. Well, Archer's in the queue, Jayde. So, yeah. I'm not sure what kind of animal that Ryan has got on his head, but make of it what you will.
A moose.
Good evening, mate.
Hey, I'm looking like a Canadian today.
Is it a bit cold down there in your red room?
It's like 5 degrees here actually, and it's raining a lot. Reminds me of your guys' weather.
Yeah, it's raining here. It's raining a lot here, to be honest. It was hailstoning yesterday.
I thought an extra addition to my thing of Alphonso Davies jersey and a Newcastle kit.
I've noticed that. Yes, I know you're a big fan of his, with him being Canadian and everything. So come on then, Ryan. Thoughts on Friday night first?
Yeah, finally we won. Well, not finally, but it was actually a good performance for once, and everyone pulled up their string for the whole 80 minutes, and it's pretty good. And we're safe now, especially with what happened yesterday too. So,
well, I know.
Looks like Dave's laughing at my hat.
Sorry, mate. No, I've just had a text up a mate who's watching us. And he just made a comment which I can't repeat about David and his love of Shelby. So I'm sorry.
Keep it for Monday.
Sorry.
Dave, you could put it in the private comments. You know, you can post a private comment on StreamYard.
Yeah,
so
yes, I might just do that.
You can send that to me, and I can have a little chuckle at it. T-Bone says, evening, everyone. Newcastle has always been my second team next to Juve. This is a great channel. Hoping Newcastle getting back to challenging for Europe. Long way to go, though. Thanks, Paul. No bother, mate. Thank you for tuning in. We have got a long way back, haven't we, David? It is going to be a long way back. I mean, I don't know what your expectations are for next season. Mine aren't very high at all at the minute.
Well, I mean, yes. I mean, as you were saying earlier, I mean, I didn't hear all of Steve Bruce's interview yesterday, but I heard some of the rules from Jordan. And they just keep battering whatever expectations or ambitions we have. They just keep getting battered down, and it's almost you should just accept 17th. I mean, good God, that's where you deserve to be. Yeah. So I'm like you. I've got little or no expectations anymore. All the platitudes. Ashley for years and rubbish, and we've only had a couple of that's nice, Annie. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see us getting a couple of players. I mean, I see today where we're linked with Ross Barkley again, and will we keep Willock? Well, who knows? I mean, who knows the mind of Mike Ashley and the rest of them? Yeah. But I'll be happy next year for mid-table mediocrity for a change. I would like to say that we would avoid relegation with I don't know 10 games to go maybe. Am I being too ambitious? Well, according to some of them, I probably am, but. I remember, as I said before, I started going in 1974, and I've got some pretty high ambitions of where I want to be.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he's already set that interview. Basically, what it said to me was he's setting us up for another struggle.
Rinse and repeat, Paul.
It's just telling us this is where we're going to be next season. This is why the fans shouldn't have the ambition that they have, because they're wrong. Newcastle are where they are because they belong there. We don't belong there, and we shouldn't belong there.
He's saying it like we should be happy. He's like, well, I've kept you. He's like asking us to be gracious that he's kept her up, and I'm like, it's not where we should be at all. And the fact that this squad, I thought, when the game against West Ham at the first game of the season, I thought we've got a decent squad here. We're going to do all right. And then how wrong I was. But I think I agree with Dave. It's going to be exactly the same next season, and hopefully not worse. But I've got a horrible, sneaky suspicion without a takeover, we will probably be in the bottom 3 for most of it.
Yeah, it's a horrible thought. Guys, if you are enjoying the show, do smash the like button. The link to come on the show is pinned in the live comments. Just click on it, bring you through into the waiting area. If you put your name in, I'll be able to see it and bring you on the show, have a chat about Newcastle. Also take part in the live comments, whatever you're comfortable with. If you do come on, you don't have to come on camera. You can just use your microphone and stay off camera if you don't want the camera on you. That's fine. You can come on just using your microphone. Stu says, Bruce is by the by. Our issue is we want Ashley to provide us with decent effing manager. That's not going to happen. Tom says, who would you replace Wilson on Friday? I think Joe Linton. Yeah, I think we're all pretty much agreed that it's going to be Joe Linton. I can't see him starting Gale. If he starts Gale, we may as well go home because, for me, he's actually been worse than Joe Linton this season. Paul says, I'd like to see Carroll and Anderson on Friday. Yeah. Will St. Maximin ever get into the France squad? Ben Arthur and Kabay did playing for us.
No, I don't think so.
I think there's just too much quality, to be honest.
I think St. Maximin's got a lot.
I think in his position, they've got 1 or 2 better players.
I think he needs work with his final delivery. I mean, that miss
let him down, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that miss on Friday night was a big opportunity for him. He should have scored, but I just think that his final ball was terrible as well. Don't get me wrong; he's fantastic when he's running at defenders, but it just comes to the final ball and he lets himself down. I mean, Annie, what's your opinion from the outside looking at St. Maximin lately?
He's one of those players. He's got all the skills, but he's just not got like the final product, which could turn him into a good player, to like an amazing top 6 player.
Yeah.
I think that's like the case with like a few players. First one that comes to mind is Adama Traore. He's got the skills, he's got the pace, just hasn't got the finishing ability.
And the baby oil.
And the baby oil. But
just you to bring up the baby oil, Jayde.
I like it. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Behave. Go on, Annie.
But yeah, he's got all the qualities. He just needs that final tick.
Yeah. Somebody called Dave Harrison has messaged in saying, "Evening, Paul and Jayde. Hope you're well." We are, Dave. Kevin says,
"Thanks for asking."
He's that thick as Bruce. Jordan and White got him on. It's to get him on, knowing full well they got him hook, line, and sinker. Those two knew what he was going to say, and they knew it would get on our backs. So yeah, I mean, whatever they say gets on our backs. Where is Fraser? He's probably on the beach, getting himself ready for the Euros with Scotland.
Yep. Where he'll play a blinder.
He will. You just know that's going to happen. Tom says, I'm glad we haven't got him as our owner. I'm not sure who he's talking about there. Who were we talking about earlier? I'm not sure.
The only one I could think worse than Mike Ashley is probably like Stan Kroenke as a modern day owner, or like a chef, like the old Sheffield Wednesday owners, or like Bolton or any of these teams or whatever that have gone downhill.
2 seconds. I've just read that letter. I've just read what Dave says. Fair enough. He's dear me. Andrew says Simon John is just trying to be a wannabe Piers Morgan, and he's a massive twat. Tom says if Rafa was in charge when we had Brentford, we probably would have been in a cup final. I'm not sure because Rafa didn't do very well in the cups either. We can't really. We couldn't say that, Tom. To be honest. Pound stretcher more like Neto's. Or Neto's
you
still
remember
going?
Neto? Nah, they were
Pedro
good.
Neto?
Not Pedro Neto, mate. No, definitely not Neto. Beat says there's been numerous times we built something in terms of a good squad, only for Ashley to put a spanner in the works by dismantling it. Ryan, I mean, have you heard Bruce's comments? Did you hear his interview?
Yeah, I heard the 2 minutes of it. Bullshit from him, to be honest.
So
What the hell is he coming on TV for, saying all this stuff right after a win against Leicester too? Like, he knows. I mean, he's running out of time too to actually be saying these kind of things, because by the time the Sheffield game comes, people are going to be wanting to kill
Gonna
him.
remember.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Evening, Archer.
He's trying to get out all these words out before he could actually face like criticism, because he doesn't get that. I'm sure he won't now, because we're safe and everyone's going to give him credit.
Good evening, Archer. How are you doing?
Good evening, Paul. Married.
You seem to have normal hair and normal beard tonight.
Oh dear. What's happened? Oh no.
We were expecting the Mankini tonight, mind, Archer. I must admit, we were expecting it.
Well, maybe last game of the season, maybe.
Oh, dear God.
I'm not doing that, Joe.
You have no choice, Mrs. You can have a blindfold on when he puts it on. Tony says, I saw the interview and those presenters are just psychopathic snakes, or sycophantic snakes, sorry, and then said that Arteta was stinking out the league. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, this again, it's crazy, because these punters all, they're happy to slag off Arteta and hammer him, yet, they look at Steve Bruce and the size of Newcastle United and the squad at his disposal.
It's the British bias too.
You what?
It's the British bias, I think, too.
Yeah, it's been there for many, many years. Newcastle at one stage, in the 90s were the entertainers. We had a fantastic side, yet, some people still picked at it. And even though back then we were quite a lot of people's second team, they loved watching Newcastle. Stu says, when we were happy with Rafa, Neville had to go at Rafa's style. Now the fans don't like Bruce. The pundits say it's out of order. Yeah. Well, again, the hypocrisy is crazy. Kevin says, Daniel, have you been asleep? Fraser is another shithouse. Goes to play for Scotland, always comes back injured, moans like a baby. See you later, Mr. Fraser. Dave, what's your opinion of Ryan Fraser?
I think the same as everybody else, to be honest, Paul. It frustrates the hell out of me when, it's not the same league, but it's a bit like Michael Owen. He had one team, in my opinion, that was England. Even when he played for Liverpool, another team, especially when he played for us, he was always looking to go to England.
Of that.
And I think Fraser is exactly the same. I mean, how can a man go away after being injured, not playing 3 or 4 games from the last international trip? Plays 2 full games. Did he score 2 or 3 goals? I can't remember now. Played, pretty well. Comes back home injured again. No, I'm sorry. That's not acceptable. He's getting a free wage, and it's just not acceptable. It really isn't. And he may be a lovely guy. I don't know him, but as far as I'm concerned, get rid. In the close season, bye. Thanks very much.
The one thing I'll say about him too is that, he was linked to Arsenal and Tottenham, I think 2019, his best ever season, where he had the second most assists behind Hazard. Yeah, and he didn't get his move, but then he's here at Newcastle, and people are saying that he doesn't ultimately want to play. But the thing is, this is arguably the biggest club he'll ever play for in his career. He's played with Ipswich, Bournemouth, and Aberdeen. No disrespect to the other clubs, but he should be thriving, and he should be happy that he's here, to be honest, too.
Ipswich are a massive club.
Give over, Annie, will you?
What do you mean? You're over cup final.
Championship rules tinted glasses.
They've been a massive club, Annie. They've been a massive club, but can we see
Newcastle have been a massive club.
Oh, steady.
Even then, you'd probably get into a mid-table team if we sold them now or something at the most.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean the only reason he came to us was because there was no offers on the table for him, and he's getting £63,500 a week in Newcastle United, which is incredible amount of money considering the games he's played. I think we need rid of as quick as possible.
It's not as bad as John Joe Shelby on 80 grand.
Well, so's Joe Linton, mate.
Oh no,
I think Joe Linton's one of the highest. Joe Linton's one of the highest players highest paid players. So Callum Wilson's I think the highest. He's on 100.
Oh, that's deserved.
So it should be.
Yeah. Andrew says, "Evening, Annie, you rascal, having a pop at Newcastle last night." And then Kevin goes on to say, "Annie, so I can see your face when you answer. Paul, ask Annie, how did Bristol City get on at the weekend?"
No comment.
That's what you get for being a rascal.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Exactly. Andrew says, "Mighty Bristol City also runs." Lol. Musical Magpies. Which players from the academy should Bruce give game time now that we're safe? Well, I mean, is he going to? Because I really don't think he is. I mean, Jayde?
I don't think he has any interest at all, does he? He picks, he's 11 players, and if one gets injured, he substitutes for another off the bench. But I'd love to see Anderson get more game time. I think that he's a real potential kind of guy that can come up and do well. But I want to see Matty, like, what was the point of going through all of this rigmarole, trying to keep him from going to underknees, and then not even playing the kid? Like, he must be thinking, what the hell did I sign that contract for? He's nowhere to be seen, gets a sub-appearance every now and again, but he's nowhere near that starting 11, and I think he, to be, in my opinion, is better than Sean, and I feel like he should be having a bit of a go, especially now we're safe. Why don't you try out a few formations? Like, as a manager's mind, you would say try out a good new formations, try some new players, let's see what works. But unfortunately, Bruce hasn't got the capacity to think like that.
This guy's going to play 5 at the back against Fulham.
I mean, you know what it is. I'd love to see Anderson and Matty, given the last 3 games, just put them in. There's nothing to lose now. You know, we're safe. We can't go down, so just try them out. Why not? I'm not sure what.
He even scored that screamer on his debut against Manchester United.
I know.
When we're 1-1 now, and then what Jayde was saying is that Newcastle literally his contract ran out at the end of the season, and then the next minute, would decide to offer a 2-year contract, and then the next minute he hasn't even been playing since.
Nowhere to be seen.
It doesn't make any sense, and something's definitely going on in the background. I think earlier in the season with them, I really do, and I'm not going to be changing my mind on this. I don't know what's going on, a conversation in the comments, but Andrew says, "Tom, where did you get yours done? I got mine at Washington near Nissan." That's fair enough.
Vaccines.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's a big vaccine centre right next to Nissan. Yeah.
Right. Dale says, "Money City champions." Listen, I know they've had money to spend, right? But you've got to give credit to Guardiola for pulling them around this season, because, I mean, you know, look at Man City earlier in the season. If you go back and watch my, I did some Premier League videos earlier in the season, and I did say the Man City were never going to win the title in a million years because they were way off. They were lower end of the table. They were struggling. And he hasn't exactly brought any players in. He's mixed it up a bit, and that's just what a good manager does. And he's done something about it. And the thing about Guardiola is he does not accept mediocrity. If you're not pulling your weight for him, he doesn't play you. It's as simple as that. Look at Raheem Sterling, fantastic earlier on in the season, started to get sloppy. Foden's come in and he hasn't looked back. And Sterling's been made to play in the cup games. So it's very, very tough. He's a tough manager. Somebody who I would love to see at Newcastle United if we ever got taken over. He would be my manager without a shadow of a doubt. But you know, we just have to just say credit to Manchester City, because some of the football they've played this season is unbelievable. But I think they've got a wake-up call at the weekend, especially against Chelsea in the Champions League final. They are going to worry about them, because if we're talking about turnarounds, then Thomas Tuchel deserves a massive bigger praise as well. Paul says we've got 3 dead rubbers left. Ideally, Bruce should bring some youth in and mix it up. He won't, though. He has no imagination. It'll be Hendrick and Joe Linton et al. Oh, God, not Hendrick. I don't know. Leicester have taken a massive step to the Champions League. Yes, they have.
Against Man City, you better not play 5 at the back against them.
Well, he will. He's going
to. I want Hendrick sold in the summer. He's shite.
Yeah, but the thing is, if he plays Emil Kraft against Manchester City, I think we're in trouble. Now, I wasn't too critical of Kraft against Leicester. I don't think he did too badly.
Well.
But when we're talking about Manchester City, it really is a different kettle of fish as to how slow Emil Kraft is. Kevin says, correct, Jayde. Jones is another wannabe manager, good coach, etc. Manager in the Premier League, though, no chance. Kevin says, Peter, I love it when you say he's going to be absolutely crapping himself on about Steve Bruce and facing the fans. Maitland Niles runs like Shelby, says Bede, replying to David's earlier comment. And Anthony's just saying, David. Shelby is as good as the corner flag. And Tom says, congratulations to Manchester City. I think it's City have won the league. Does that mean it'll be an easier game for us tomorrow? Dave, what do you reckon? Is it going to be easier?
No. On Friday, you mean? No.
Friday,
no.
Yeah.
I've said it a couple of times, you've just hit the nail on the head. He's a winner. He doesn't accept mediocrity. He will drop the start at the drop of a hat. You're not playing well, you're out soon. I'll get somebody else in. He will not ease up. I mean, he's got obviously 2 big games coming up now. He's got the cup final and obviously the Champions League final, and he's not going to let them rest. And let's face it, if he put his second or third 11 out, he'd still be better than us anyway. So,
Dave, Man City aren't in the cup final.
Well, no, the Champions League final is what I meant to say. So,
all right.
Yes.
I'll let you off.
I'm getting my cups mixed up. I'm old,
If I were. Musical Magpie said, would you rather have Willock or Anderson start against Manchester City? I'd have them both. I would actually drop Shelby on Friday and give them 2 a chance in midfield. We've got, as we've said, we've got nothing to lose. Annie, I know you can only dream of having players like Willock and Anderson, but from an outsider, who would you like to see Newcastle, or any club for that matter, start giving the youth a chance, maybe when the dead rubber matches?
Yeah, obviously, but that's not up to the fans. It's not up to owners. Up to the clubs, and it's Steve Bruce. No.
Who's gone there?
Oh, Annie.
Oh, Annie.
You kicked him out.
I didn't. I don't think he's ever happy with his microphone. He keeps faffing on and blowing my eardrums out every time he comes on. Kevin says, well, Man City have won the Premier League, so it'll be the 3rd team on Friday, so I think we'll only lose 3-0, not 5-0. Brucey going to outdo Pep now. Oh, dear God. I don't... we're talking like top of the manager scale to the very, very bottom. Chiefs will blow me ears out, Annie. I bet he says, wait Friday, lol, blame Alexa. She said it was tomorrow. No, I don't know what Alexa's thinking of. Newcastle United haven't beaten Manchester City in their previous 3 league games. John Motson coming in there with his stats. Derek says, the apple tree at the bottom of my garden moves better than Shelby. Yeah, I think, Shelby's had enough. The fans have just had enough of Shelby. I honestly have a feeling he might play Carroll instead of Joe, but probably wrong.
I wouldn't mind that.
Archie, would you give Andy Carroll a shot on Friday?
I don't know. I think Carroll's time is up now. I think he might down in the summer.
Yeah.
Because I can't even see Newcastle extending him a new deal.
Yeah, we're not even going to buy a striker this summer, probably.
Yeah. How old is he? 31, 32 or something?
Shelby, I'm not so sure.
I got you.
Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll, I think he's 33 or 34, I think.
He's 32.
To be fair, on Friday, I think Bruce will end up playing Joe Linton. I won't be. That's who I think he probably played Joe Linton up front. I
don't think Andy Carroll's actually a bad player. I think he can play on the ground as well. But, it's one of them things. Ryan, I've just had Animal Services send a message. They're on the way to arrest you, mate, for killing that polar bear.
I don't even know what this is. I think it's like coyote skin or something.
Oh, my God. Definitely going to get them.
Hey, man, I see you guys. I think Canada Goose sells jackets in the UK, too.
Yeah, they do, actually, yeah. But they're extremely expensive. Kevin says, I just wonder, as footy is what it is today and what it was like in them days of Milburn, Bobby Robson, Jackie and Bobby, what would these Geordies say to talk shite about how they treat us? Well, yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to be angry. Archer, give us a prediction, buddy, for Friday.
Let's go with 3-0 City. I think we'll get beat.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Right, well, get yourself back on next week, mate, and get yourself in costume, because we do look forward to you coming on in some, whether it's a gay rock band or whatever it may be, mate. Just get yourself on.
All right, no bother.
Take it easy.
I'll stick the man Keely on next week.
Nice one, buddy. Take care, mate.
See ya.
See you soon. So that was Archer, and we've got. Oh, we did have Ben, but he's disappeared. I don't know where he's gone. So Andrew says, I shout to anyone who was in the Percy Arms in the Toon on Friday. Great pub and fantastic people. It's a good pub, the Percy is. Would you rather Gail, Joe Linton, or Carroll start up front for the remaining games? Come on, Jade, who do you want to see up front?
Is neither any of them an option?
No.
Damn. Oh, do you know what? I think I'd go with Carroll, to be honest. I think I don't think Gail's any better than Joe Linton. I don't think Joe Linton does it well top by himself. I think Carroll gives us a focus point to get the ball up to. He can hold it up well. He's good in the air. And like I say, we've got nothing to play for. So if these are the last few games of the season, you might as well let him go. Put the Toon top on for a couple of more times and then bow gracefully.
Yeah. Guys, we've got about 10 minutes left of the show, so if you want to come on, the link is in the comments. Ben, I don't know whether you got cut off or not, I don't know, but to get yourself back on, if you are enjoying the show, smash the like button, and if you're new to the channel, have a look around, see what you think, and do consider subscribing. Thank you very much. JL says, Carroll will defo play. He's been moaning about game time. The problem is, Dave, players moan, they don't play.
No, that's true. I think that's the thing. As like Jade said before, when we used to say back in my day, you blood the youngsters. When it's safe to do so, you won't do that. And the carry on with the Longstaffs. You've got to wonder what's gone on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
there's been rumours about the dad, the uncle, standing up, which they would, and more pout on them for doing that. But clearly, Mr. Bruce doesn't like anything against them. So I think that my most disappointing view of Carroll was 2 or 3 games ago when we thought would have brought him on. He didn't, and he walked out about 2 minutes before the end of the game. I've never seen him look so despondent and angry.
Yeah.
And the comment was after the day after that he'd almost got dressed and was ready to go before half the rest of the team were getting ready. And I just think that's a shocking thing to do with a player. And I agree with Jade. I would start him at the weekend, and I would play him all 3 games if he can stay fit enough, because he's a good player, and can score goals. And not only that, he's brilliant in defence. When we're defending,
which we will be a lot on Friday.
Yeah.
well, yes, exactly. I mean, you can see them, corners and free kicks, pinging them in. A man of his size and his ability to head the ball 40 yards will be a godsend against City. Really would. Yeah.
Paul Jones says, comment on David, who's now not on, but do you think he looks a bit like Shrek? Now, harsh. Did you hear the comments I got last night about looking like bloody Charlie and Ashley's love child? Yes. So don't come to me with harsh, because I'm firing back now, and I don't care. If I'm getting comments like that, then everybody else associated with the channel can get it.
It's going to get it. That's fair comment, Paul.
So there you go. Yeah, Jade, that's a very nasty laugh. Oh, Ben, I don't know what's going on, mate. You were there and then you've gone again. He's put hi in the comments, but I can't. He's gone again. He's got a dodgy connection there. Paul says, we've had some absolute shithouses as managers over the years. McLaren, Hullett, Souness, Carver, Kinnear, but I detest Bruce with an intensity like no other. Ryan, Steve Bruce, is he the worst ever?
Yep, he's the worst I've seen since supporting this club. The worst.
Yep, I'd agree. I mean, I've seen some crap managers in my time supporting the club, as I'm sure have Jade and Dave. Real crap.
He's got no tactics at all. He ruins players. He plays for nil-nils all the time.
Yeah.
It's so crappy.
He does. Ryan, the Chelsea fan, says our transfers this summer are going to be in danger if Newcastle sign Barkley. Thanks for the 45 million.
You think Ashley's going to pay that, do you?
Is Ross Barkley really 45 million worth now? I'm not so sure. But no Newcastle, I mean, come on, we paid 40 million for Joe Linton.
Exactly. In a world
45 for Barkley.
worth
Yeah.
14.
I wouldn't mind signing another number 10 just to like actually kick Miggy from the back, and hopefully he kicks on or something, because I think he needs competition.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to sign Ross Barkley. I think he's a fantastic footballer, and he's certainly better than what we have. Jonathan says, "Hi, Paul. How's you doing? Great show again. I'm really disappointed that Wilson is missing for the rest of the season. As are we, mate. As are we." Keith said,
He
"Good
did the
evening, Paul
job
and Jim
just in time
guests."
with just 2 goals.
You want me?
He did his job just in time with those 2 goals.
Yeah, he did. Now
just
that we're
in
safe,
time, man.
I have a feeling though, if we weren't safe, he might be in the team. Knowing Steve Bruce, you just throw him in and say, "Oh, he's sod it." You know, it's only 3 games left. Doesn't matter if he rips his hamstring over. He'll be fine.
Surprised. How has there not been any players that have commented on the training ground yet? I've never heard a player speak out on it once.
They won't, because they'll have something.
No,
I
like
bet you
players.
bottom dollar they'll have something in the contract that says they cannot talk about the training ground.
Non-disclosure
What about
agreement.
the former players at least though?
Well, you know, I mean, I think
they just forget about it because they realize how shit their lives were.
They try to forget that period of their lives.
Yeah, getting stuck in a wheelie bin for an ice bath and things like
pool.
that. Yeah.
Oh my god, I remember that on the Magpies 24/7 on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They'll have PTSD for going through training ground like that, man. Kevin says, "Jayde, well said again. We don't want to be spending loads of money, etc., etc." And here, I'm just fed up with it all. Let's not get too up because it's going to be all down again. Sorry for being a neg. It's all right, Kevin. You can express your opinion, and you know none of us are confident next season. Annie, from an outsider's point of view, where do you see Newcastle next season? I know what's coming here, but never mind. I thought I'd ask you anyway.
It depends on the teams, first of all, that come up. Norwich, I think, are going to be good next season. Watford have obviously got good Premier League players. It depends if Bournemouth come up, because if Bournemouth come up, I think they'll have a good fight as well. But if like a Barnsley come up, then they'll be down.
So what you're trying to say is, Annie, we're going to be in the bottom 3.
No, you're going to be in and around a relegation battle, I think, because I can't see many more players coming in for big money. You said Barkley for 45 million. I mean, no chance. There are no fans. Plus the COVID times.
I don't actually think he's worth 45 million quid in the first place.
But still, if you, I don't think you can even pay 15 million for a player. I think you might have to look at free transfers. Probably cheap options from the Championship at this rate, because it's not very good. The
well, in that case, we may as well go out and buy Bristol City squad if that's all we've got to look forward to.
Happily.
JL says Simon Jordan has an agenda against us. It's blatant. Simon Jordan talks a load of crap. Kevin says even a Canadian knows the score. Well said, Rye.
What score?
Simon Jordan's and Mackham.
No, not the score, Ryan. You basically know the crack. You know you know your stuff. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh yeah.
I think that's an English slang term, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Musical Magpies. Why wouldn't Ashley invest in the scouting department? He likes making profits, selling players. He owes Sissoko, Kabay, etc. Because he wants out now. He's not bothered about making money with Newcastle United now. He's got the club for sale.
He's not buying players from France.
Well, he does, but I mean, he does not want to be here anymore. So he's not gonna. He's not gonna buy players to invest in anymore because he's not going to be here.
The only French players that have come like good or will make a profit is literally Kabay, Sissoko, and going to be St. Maximum sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right about Maximum, but
I think you definitely need to get some players out for big money.
Oh Christ!
Because that's like the only way he can improve, especially in COVID.
Yeah, I mean, we need a massive clearing out. I mean, we need a bigger clearing out than what my kid's guinea pig cage does right now, and trust me, that needs a clean out.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard.
Yeah, I think he said, "What did Brucey say on TalkSport thing?" I'm the only one who missed it. It's on YouTube, mate. If you go
I missed it.
If you go to TalkSport's YouTube page, it's on there, mate. So give it a listen. But you'll want to throw whatever you're watching it on, you'll want to throw it out the window. I can guarantee it.
Yes, I didn't.
Kevin's roasting me in the comments right now. He said, "What score, for fuck's sake?" Classic.
Yeah. I haven't come to them yet because I'm a little slow. Arteta wants Woodman in exchange of Willock, if that's true.
I heard about.
Why would you want Freddie
Leno
Woodman?
wants out. I think Leno wants out now.
What? Annie, Freddie Woodman is a fantastic goalkeeper. Can I just mention he got goalkeeper of the championship?
Did he?
Yes.
He got the golden
Where?
glove.
You're gonna big up your Bristol City keeper now.
He got that award
no.
last week, Annie. I'm sorry to disappoint
No.
you.
No, Watford. The Watford goalkeeper got goalkeeper
No,
of the season.
Freddie Woodman got it, mate.
Yeah, it's right, Annie.
Then why isn't he in the team of the season? It's Asmir Begovic, the Bournemouth keeper.
Well, I don't know. Ask whoever did the bloody team of the season. It wasn't up to me.
It's literally the same thing. How? That makes no sense. It's not Freddie Woodman because he's not good. He's pretty overrated in my opinion.
Oh,
come on.
He has Ben Cabango, Mark Guehi, and Carl Norton, who are three incredible championship defenders in front of him, and he just keeps getting lucky just because they're in front of him, and he doesn't have to do much. His save ratio is probably one of the worst in the league. He doesn't keep them.
By that logic, Ederson is overrated.
Games.
There he is.
Yeah, that's Swansea.
Yes.
That's
See,
Swansea team of the season.
Yes.
That's Swansea.
By that
Golden glove.
That's Freddie Woodman getting his award for championship goalkeeper of the season, Annie.
That's not the championship goal of the goalkeeper of the season.
It is.
That's something else.
No, it's not.
By that
Golden
logic,
glove award.
Ederson is overrated.
Annie, do you want a ladder?
What?
Do you want a ladder
Why?
to climb down off your high horse? Anyway, David says, agree about Simon Jordan and the agenda against us. Interesting talk sport had Bruce on once we did well, not we when we're losing every league game. P.S. Hello to my mate Dave Harrison.
Hey, Dave.
Billy says, can anyone give a plus point that Steve Bruce has in his management style? He's terrible at tactics. He doesn't engage with the fan base. He's terribly media unsavvy, and he's the worst ever Premier League manager. And the stats do not lie.
He's got He's got a promotion from the Championship on a CV. Great manager.
Yeah, whatever.
Annie, you're heading for the sin bin shortly, mate.
Kind of like what Peter was saying. I remember Peter's point. Like, why is people giving him credit when he put us in this hole that he dug himself in for no reason? That's on him. Why should we give him credit?
Yeah. Tom says Simon Jordan is our owner. Paul, seriously, Tom, don't get me wound up again. Right? I'm not well as it is tonight. Do not come at me with that crap.
I'd rather have a chimpanzee in charge.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to record a video tomorrow about my. I'm going to be recording a video tomorrow, I think, about my feelings about Simon Jordan. So keep an eye on the channel for that one.
From Madagascar.
Club. Exactly. The young kids didn't get the chance last season. Two Longstaff brothers had McTominay and rest of Man United midfield in their pockets. Now look at our kids not getting a chance under this clown. Exactly. I mean that's right.
Why can you be excited about the future when literally everyone just goes downhill under this manager? Exactly. Arguably, our center backs haven't gone downhill under him, I'd say. Maybe I'd say only Lascelles. The rest have pulled their sleeves up. If you want to say that,
I mean, there's an interesting one there. Can you see Bruce getting sacked? Then Roberto Martinez coming into work alongside Jones.
Jayde? Martinez is probably too much.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think him. He probably wants to come back to the Premier League, but I don't think trying to attract anyone to this club at the minute, I think, is just literally going to be very difficult next season. Either players, kind of managers. I think because Ashley, Nashi loves a yes man, and anyone with kind of any ambition can see what's happened to us and kind of will think, well, what's the point? Because I'll just get bare minimums, try and get free transfer and loan deals, and you can't take the club anywhere under him. So I would like to see it because I think, let's be honest, he's better than Bruce, but who knows? Yeah.
80s Gamer says, what's your thoughts on our new jersey maker Castori? I don't know much about these guys.
No. Do Rangers, don't they?
Yeah, that's the Mike Ashley link.
The kid is when we get the Adidas supplier.
Yeah,
or Adidas, as you guys like calling it.
They better do sizes for 6'5" human beings, because can I just tell these football jersey makers, there's people above 6 foot in this world, I gotta just say that. I'm quite broad-shouldered, so please, for the love of God, can football manufacturers start making shirts in decent sizes to fit people who might just be tall? That's all I'm asking. Just for the taller generation of this world, please make me a football shirt. It's always the lower league teams. I know I collect me football shirts. I've got quite a few. And they do make bigger sizes for the taller people in this world. But I refuse to wear football tops that actually look like crop tops on me. I ain't that way inclined to wear crop
That's
tops.
my only one.
Sorry?
That's my only football shirt. Down that one there.
Yeah, it's terrible. Ian says Manquillo seems surplus to requirements at the moment. Would you keep him? I don't know what the situation is with him because I think Manquillo is a very decent player. And he's just, again, I think he's been bruised. Again, we're talking about where the vaccines were. Ben says, could your channel, please? Ben, I've seen you a couple of times, but you've disappeared. I can't get you on when you disappear. Billy says, Carroll's on a pay-as-you-play deal. No way Ashley will sanction him playing in a game that means next to nout. That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
He won't want to splash out. I'm not sure. Tom says Man United look tight tonight. It's crazy the way the fixtures are working out for them. Yeah, and they've got to play Liverpool on Thursday.
My heart bleeds.
Yeah, but that's the supporters' fault. So,
Yep.
They can twist all they want about fixture build-up, but it's their own damn fault, and especially the people that let the supporters in the ground in the first place. 1-1 between Southampton and Palace, apparently.
Yeah.
Keith, I like you very much. Thank you very much for that comment. You look nothing like Charlie. Because we know where Lee Charnley is at the minute. He's on Mars driving the rover. So we know where he is.
Paul, you look like a 6'5" Jason Statham.
Sorry?
Oh, God. Don't inflate his head.
Ryan, you'll go far with me, my man. You'll go far. Can you just say that again for everybody, Ryan?
I said you're the 6'5" Jason Statham.
My man. I love Canadians.
You don't have the London accent though.
Well, no.
Thank God.
No, I think it sounds a bit weird actually when he speaks.
Newcastle.
It's a bit like Tom Hardy as well. When he speaks, he sounds like a squashed little worm. It's remarkable, really. Kevin says Ross Barkley out more than 15 million. I think good player, but how old? Get the young'uns in. He's still quite young. I think Ross Barkley, isn't he? I think he's mid-20s.
26.
27.
27 or some shit.
Billy says Dave and I can go back to Denise and McGarry, yet Bruce, with everything considered, is worse than both of those. Even Ozzy had us playing a bit of style with the youngsters. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure about Ozzy.
Right, Billy. Yeah, no, I agree with that, Paul. Billy's saying under Ordelis, I must admit, I bailed out that time. We played some great football. Couldn't win a game to save our lives, but we played some good football.
Well, I wasn't too blown away with Ozzy, but I was a kid back then. So, Jayde, can I just ask you why you laughed at that Jason Statham comment? By the way,
I was just laughing in agreement.
There you go. If I
put some sunglasses on, you could never tell.
Exactly.
I was laughing in
agreement.
agreement.
I've never seen in the same room, Jayde.
Yeah,
exactly.
Have you ever seen Paul and Jason in the same room? No, you haven't.
You see, there you go. I look a bit redder than him tonight simply because I'm overheating because of my COVID. But Paul says, Paul, I'm sorry, not sorry about the love child comment last night, but you do. Kevin says, you're only too right, young man, Annie, but here, Bristol City are shit. I'm sorry, Annie. I'm sorry.
Annie.
I'm sorry. But Annie, when you're a lowly championship team, you've got to take the flak, mate. That's just the way life is. Leslie said, do you think there will be a takeover going through now? Who knows? When did kindergarten close today? I'm not sure what Derek's talking about.
He's making an Annie joke because he's 12 or 11, whatever.
All right.
I'm not 11.
Yeah.
I'm 13.
Can I just say, like, Annie, age does not matter, right? You've all got opinions, and if you're very sensibly spoken and very, mature, which Annie is, and God, it kills me to praise him, but he is. I love Annie to bits, and he's welcome on this channel anytime he wants, because the banter me and Av are great, and we know it's joking between us, because I love the kid, and he's welcome on here anytime. So it doesn't matter how old you are, you're welcome on here anytime, any age.
Well said, Paul.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Paul.
No problem. Tom says, love a Paul and Annie rant. There you go. You see, we're like little and large.
Annie's rant just honestly make my day. I love them.
Yeah, he is quite funny. Paul, give your brother Mike Ashley a call to see what is going on with the takeover.
Oh, God.
That's not really inappropriate.
Jade, you really shouldn't be laughing. I will have
I'm
words with you behind the scenes. Gary
I'm
says,
sacked.
good evening, people. How's you all? We need players that can play around ASM, Richie and Wilson, Dubravka and Joe Willock. If we can have him, and only the ones that can make effort with dignity and pride. I'd love to see those players stay, but, Matt Ritchie, he spent a lot of, I got informed yesterday, he spent a lot of money on his house down south. I think that's where he's going to end back up, even though I'd love to see him in some sort of coaching role here, but hey-ho, that's not going to happen. Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that. Castoria is 2 young kids from Liverpool who come up with an idea they could take on the big guys. How the hell did it? I'm sure it had something to do with Ashley when he was at Rangers. It does have something to do with Ashley. Yeah, it's a cheap option, I think. Hairy Hamburger, I just love that username. Hi, guys, hope you're well. We'll rattle through the comments last few minutes. Now, Castoria have teams in most European leagues signing up to them. Yeah, so probably they won't do my size because I can't get any team in Europe to fit somebody 6'5". Honestly, it's like 6'5" people don't exist over in Europe. It's incredible. The largest...
very rare. They'll work out a short continent.
Scandinavia countries, but it's 6'2" is the average height now.
Yeah, but you go on Paris Saint-Germain's site for a shirt, they only go to XL or 2XL, which, by the way, won't even cover my chest.
You should wear
Peter
them.
says,
Look tight on you.
Sorry?
You should wear it look nice and tight on you.
Ryan, I'm getting a bit concerned about you.
Ryan, the compliments are flying.
I know. I think he's just feeling guilty, so annual services don't turn up.
I think I'm having PTSD from the Four Horsemen.
Many people are, mate, including me. Does a team play 2 consecutive games in such contrasting ways? Newcastle, Arsenal, and Leicester. Exactly.
We do.
David says, Paul Charnley is your brother. Oh. Kevin says 27, Barclay. Kevin says, Jatham Statham, are you kidding me right now? Hey! Button it, Kevin. I was a fan of yours. That can change. What flag is that?
Iran flag. Iran flag.
Mine just says TJ.
Yeah.
TJ, thumbs up. TJ.
Well, that's weird. I'm getting some kind of crazy flag. But that's obviously from...
Maybe that computer hasn't got emojis.
I think that is Iran, but obviously, or somewhere, but I cannot read that username for the life of me.
The username looks pretty like Eastern European to me.
Yeah, definitely. Kevin says, here, Paul, Annie is ace. He's a lovely kid and knows more about footy than pork pie face. Jimmy Thomas a shitty footy team. Thomas, evening, you're a bit late to the show, Thomas, unfortunately. Paul says, looking forward to the transport of 4 weeks. It's already Statham. Get in, son. Yes.
Yes. He was calling you bloody Lee Charney's love child last night.
Yes, he was. So... Jade, shut up. I'll go with that one. Let's not talk about what he called me last night.
Give me some credit for the lookalike comparison.
Yes, exactly.
Now you're called the Jordan
Ryan.
Statham.
I realise that. But Jade, me and you are having words when we come off camera. Kobe says, will City do the trophy lift on Friday or will they wait for the fans in midweek? They'll wait for the fans. They'll not do it at St James's. They'll wait till
might be the only trophy we see, but
yeah, exactly.
The only time the Premier League trophy will be in St James's Park.
Yeah, that's a good point. One more comment here from Billy. Paul's celebrity double is the comedian Tom Davis. No, I've had that before. I'm not having that either.
Who's
right?
Tom Davis?
Who is he?
I got to look him up.
He's a fatter lookalike than me. God. Yeah, he's bigger than me. I'm just like with my glasses on, but that's why I wear contact lenses.
Need a bigger beard.
This guy's very ugly too.
Yeah, he is.
Especially bald. He's got no eyes. He's got no eyes.
Billy, me and you are going to fall out, mate. There's a lot of people I'm falling out with tonight. Tom said, if we get beat off Man City, do you think we'll beat Sheffield United and Fulham? Yes, I do, actually. I think we'll beat them now. Right. Predictions. Annie, we'll start with you because you always go against us anyway, but I think that's what the majority of people will do this week. Annie?
Who are you playing?
Manchester City at home.
Okay, 2-0 Manchester City.
Wow.
That's my team.
Yeah. Kevin says, Paul, you'll love this. I'm off to brush my teeth. Later, everyone. Are you using Johnson? No, we'll not get into that. Yeah. Ryan?
Yeah.
Prediction?
I'm going to go 3-1 City.
Right. And who's going to score for us?
Joe Willock.
He's the
My
obvious
guy,
one, really,
Joe.
when Wilson isn't. Paul says the Ryan Paul Lovin might overtake John and Joe Linton. Not a chance. That is the fairy tale of the century. Gary says, comment, Paul, the second jab of yours has gone to your head. Or is it not enough pricks these days with Joe Bum Linton?
The only thing that will overtake John and Joe Linton is David and John Joe Shelby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's not a happy thought.
Dave, prediction from you, my man?
Do you know what it is, Paul? I wrote down as you start to ask Annie and Ryan, and I wrote 3-1 as well. But having said that,
who's going to score for us?
Well, I don't know. I would.
Someone.
I wrote one down because I thought, well, I can't get B3 now. I think Willick. I think we may get one from John Joe's playing. You never know, one might hit him on the back of the head and go.
You said that last week as well, Dave.
Yeah, no. Hey, but
come on.
Last week I joked that Shelby would score a hat-trick, would win 4-1.
That goal Shelby scored against Man City was probably the only tactic that Bruce has ever implemented in this team of just passing it across and just firing it far post.
Yeah. Team Miracle says Manchester is blue. It certainly is tonight. Yeah. Woodman is the future England goalkeeper, says Derek.
Oh, God.
Put that through your head, Annie.
He's not.
He's probably thinking it's Dean Henderson.
Yes.
Corby says, how were you last night, Paul, after your jab? Well, I didn't go to bed till about well after midnight because I was sweating like a moose in the desert. Today, I've done the same.
Live in deserts. They live in the Canadian wilderness.
Yes, I know where moose live. If you put a moose in the desert, Ryan, it would sweat like it would sweat. If you put a moose in the desert. That's why I say sweat like a moose in the desert.
Lions and snakes sweat in the desert.
Snakes live in the desert.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Do you watch? I'm not getting into it. It's
around in Texas.
Everyone turns into David Attenborough.
I know. Right. Tom says 3-0 to Man City. Surprised John hasn't been on tonight. Do you know what? He never comes on my other shows. I don't because he's too busy doing his 5,000 a week. If you go into John's channel, you're bound to catch the live stream.
He's probably talking to a Sassuolo fan on StreamYard.
Yeah, he will be. He'll be talking to some like Sutton United fans next, talking about their glory years and stuff like that. Paul says, great show, Paul and Jayde. Love that you guys do this for all of us to enjoy. Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate that. Keith says 3-0 to Man City. Dear God, Ryan. And Joshua says, do you think Man City will win at Newcastle? Because I support Newcastle. Come on, United. Joshua, we can only hope, my man. And it would be good odds if we beat Man City. Hey, anyone can have a cheeky little go. I'm sure of it.
Waste of money, but...
Yeah, definitely. Right, we're going to stay on 5 minutes longer because we've got another guest popped up, and that's Luke. Good evening, mate.
Oh, Luke.
Evening, how are you?
I can barely hear you.
No problem with Mike.
Can anybody hear him?
A little bit.
Where's your Blue Yeti you had the other day? You had some like stand microphone.
Yeah, that wasn't working.
Oh. You got a gamer headset mic now.
Anyways, Paul, I gotta go now. I gotta do my homework, so great.
Yeah, enjoy. Thanks for coming on, Annie.
Bye, Annie.
Take care of yourself. See you later in the week, mate. Take care.
Fella.
He's a good lad, is Annie. Love him to bits. Luke, I cannot hear you at all. He's gone. Oh, well. Luke, if you try and get on next week, mate, because we're finishing now, so I can't hear a word you're saying. I don't know what's happened there. Hopefully we'll get Luke back next week. Willock is a great midfielder, says Joshua. Right. Dave, thank you very much for coming on again. And it's nice that you got your headphones back because it now doesn't seem like there's a train going past your house every 3 seconds.
I need to hide them as well. That's the thing.
Yes, you do. You do. Or you can do what a granddad always does is buy you some ones for ourselves.
Well, yeah, fair point.
What was the microphone you were using? Because it sounded like there's a lawnmower in the background. As well.
It was like airplane.
I think the problem I've got, Ryan, is that my laptop's running away. There's something wrong with it because it runs.
Oh, it's a laptop microphone.
Yeah, and it picks up the noise the fans are making. But I've got this one.
I got one of these Blue Yetis here, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, mine's a Blue Yeti. I love me Blue Yeti. I really do.
Paul, you need a new headphones though, because they look too small on you.
No, right.
That's where he wears them.
It's how I wear them. It's the fashion.
It's a
right?
fashion
I can't
choice.
wear them like normal headphones. There you go.
They're too small.
They're not too small. Look. There. They're on my head. But I just like to put them to the back because
It's like
then
a
I'm just.
DJ.
Yeah.
Shows more me Jason Statham look. You know what I mean? Right. Anyway, Dave, thank you very much for coming on. Make sure you get yourself back on next week because you're definitely one of the regulars. So get yourself back on and give our love to the wife.
I will. Yeah, no bother.
Take care. See you next week,
Bye,
Dave.
Everybody, bye, Jade. Bye, right.
Ryan, thank you very much for joining us. Try and get yourself on a bit earlier next week and you can have more of the show.
Yeah.
And see what funny hat you come up with next week or what animal you might have killed.
Yeah.
Right, take care of yourself, bud.
Yeah, see
Bye,
you later.
Ryan.
guys.
See you later, mate. So that was Ryan from Canada. That's been a very interesting show tonight, Jade. So a few lookalikes coming in, and I will pick your brains about laughing at the Statham comment, but never mind. We'll, when the cameras are switched off, we'll have a chat. I'm only joking. Me and Jade will be back on Thursday night with the Manchester City preview and press conference reaction. See what kind of tosh that Bruce has come out with this week.
Be fun.
Yeah. We are trying to get a Man City fan to come on with us. I'm still working on that, so I'm not sure it's going to be yet. If we don't get one, we don't get one. They'll be too busy celebrating at the minute anyway, but it'll be good to get one. We'll try my best to get one on the channel on Thursday. It'll be an 8 o'clock start on Thursday night with me and Jade. We'll be back again at 10 p.m. on Friday night for Match Reaction Live.
Who said that last week? I wasn't looking forward to it last week.
Yeah, exactly.
And it turned out
You never
okay,
know,
so
Jade.
You never know in this game.
Exactly. So we might actually either celebrate a win, but it's I'm not going to get too annoyed if we get beat.
Well,
if we're down tools and get hammered and get embarrassed, then that's when I've got a problem.
Yeah.
But hopefully we won't. And then the four
Keep it in
horsemen.
single figures.
Exactly. But I think I will be doing a video tomorrow about Simon Jordan, etc., and the crap that Newcastle United fans get. But that's just going to be a recorded one to stick on the channel. So keep an eye on YouTube for that. But in the meantime, thank you very much for joining Fan Forum Live, guys. And me and Jade will see you at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. Good night.
Guys.
Be strong.